everybody, SonGoshuaku here, and welcome to my podcast review for NXT Takeover 25. But first, make sure to hit that subscribe button followed by hitting the notification bell so that way you are notified as soon as my content is released. When it comes to these NXT Takeover shows, I'm gonna go ahead and take a play off of the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase's song, and that is, some might be good, some might be great, but this is NXT. And it's never bad. A little play off of the theme song words there. But yeah, I mean, every single time, NXT manages to never be bad. It's always either some are good, some are better than others, and that just means it's great, but there's just never a bad show. This really wasn't one of the most flashy shows in terms of like doing big entrances and live performances as they've done that before in NXT. But it's all right because the talent, Triple H and his crew did a tremendous job as always with the show. So let me go ahead and break this down. First, let me go ahead and just say I apologize if the audio doesn't sound up to par as previous podcasts or reviews I've done. That's because the USB cable is damaged and I need to go ahead and get a replacement one to use my regular microphone. So therefore, I'm just going to be recording right here on my phone. But as for future reviews and podcasts, I'll be back on that microphone. But that being said, since the show has to go on, let's get started here with the first match. Matt Riddle versus Roderick Strong. This was a really good opening match. I would say not too crazy to the point where it feels like they stole the show and nothing can top it, but still pretty well done of a match to get you really pumped up, because sometimes, a lot of times with these NXT shows, the first match is just so mind-blowing and you're like, how are they going to top this? And this was good. And I'm just going to go through here and give my general thoughts on the match. I'm not going to go ahead and call it move for move and everything. You can go back and watch it yourself for that. But I'll just say, yeah, this match was hard-hitting. A lot of focus was put on Matt Riddle's back, and there was just some times where it's like ridiculous amount of moves like knees and strikes and striking here that Roderick Strong was doing, especially towards the end of Matt Riddle's like, how the heck is he going to even be able to make a comeback or something like that? And of course, Matt Riddle eventually does manage to get the comeback and win and finally lay Roderick Strong out 1, 2, 3. So Matt Riddle picks up a big victory to rebound from the loss to the Velveteen Dream. So we'll see where this goes. Matt Riddle, definitely this gives him a lot of momentum, and we'll see if he will eventually get that match against Brock Lesnar. He wants to be the one to retire Brock Lesnar. All right, so next up is a ladder match for the vacant NXT Tag Team Championships. Undisputed Era versus the Street Profits versus Forgotten Sons versus Oney, Lorcan, and Danny Burch. All right, so this match, of course, the we used to call them the War Raiders, but now they're the Viking Raiders. The Viking Raiders or whatever. They had to give up the titles, right? So, just way too much to recap here. This match was arguably the match of the night, honestly. It was just crazy action all over the place. Everyone did huge spots and just left and right, tons of action. A lot of brutality, actually. A good portion of this match, they focus a lot more on just using strikes with the ladder and not too many high spots, but eventually everybody got to flying left and right. One of the, and I don't keep up with NXT on a weekly basis. I just go from show to show. So please forgive me if I don't remember everyone's name. But I forget which member it was of the Undisputed Era. But one of them, you guys remember just a few weeks ago in the Money in the Bank match how poor Finn Balor's back was getting messed up in the Money in the Bank ladder match. That's what happened to one of the Undisputed Era members. I'm not going to say name because I don't want to get the name wrong, but man, like the ladder almost fell on top of his back at one time. And then there was a scary part where they did like a German soup. Yeah, right after a German suplex and the ladder was on him. It's just a lot of crazy spots. You had Jack Jackson Riker, I believe his name is, came out, and he was just destroying everybody, like just one man just destroying them, and then eventually everybody ends up getting in there and jumping him and stuff. But like I said, man, this match was crazy. Tons of spots, tons of great action. If you're a big fan of hard-hitting ladder matches from, like, you know, the Attitude Era and everything, it's not like TLC, it was just a ladder, but it just, man, this is crazy. Definitely go out of your way to watch this match if you only have time to watch a select few. This was off the charts, incredible. Hats off to everyone. And in the end, the Street Profits pick up the win and have a massive celebration. They win the NXT Tag Team Championships. They were actually my pick to win in the no DQ prediction. So it was really good. Once again, can't say enough great things about this match. Go out of your way definitely to watch it. All right, so next up we had for the North American Championship, Velveteen Dream defending the title against the returning Tyler Breeze. So apparently Tyler Breeze is going to be in NXT full-time. He's gone from the main roster back to NXT, which honestly, when you look at the way they booked him on the main roster, you can't say is not the best move and everything. But this was interesting because you had two very flamboyant characters going at it. And, you know, I always appreciate when we have characters going at it in wrestling. You know, that was the appeal of this match. You know, so much like the characters. Like, you know, both these guys are going to tear it down in the ring. That's not an issue. But the fact that we had two characters, you know, like who basically, you know, they just had this charisma about them going at it. That was pretty cool. Yeah, this match was great. Back and forth action. The crowd would actually get pretty even. You had people chanting Tyler is gorgeous, and then the other chanting Velveteen Dream. And there's part where they even said this match is gorgeous. It was great action. It was so great to see Tyler Breeze finally highlighted back in a serious match, you know, to remind everyone just how good of a talent he is. I'm not sure how far the gimmick itself, I didn't know if it would go that far on the main roster, and obviously it didn't. But hopefully Tyler Breeze can reinvent himself, and if he gets another shot at the main roster, this time, you know, they'll actually do something with him. But yeah, this was really well done. The ending of the match, I like I said, I have no problem. The match was great, but at the end of the match, there's a part where Tyler Breeze goes into the ring and he's begging and pleading with the referee, don't count Velveteen out. When I'm just sitting here like, you know, you could just roll right back out and break the count. They did that all the time in the Attitude Era. How many times we see one guy, you know, he beats up the guy outside the ring, referee gets to 9, he goes right back in and goes right back out, and you have Jim Ross saying he's going out there to break the count up. And I think Velveteen even teased that he's going to use the title, but he didn't. And he ends up picking up a clean victory over Tyler Breeze, and at the end they show respect by taking a selfie together. But Velveteen Dream did not want to share the spotlight, as I think either Morrow or Nigel McGuinness called it on the commentary and everything. All right, so next up we have the NXT Women's Championship match. Shayna Baszler defending the title against Io Shirai. This match, it feels like every time, like I said, I only watch it from takeover to takeover, so it feels like we've been having Shayna Baszler basically just take on the same set of women over and over in some different combination and everything. But that being said, this match was fine. I would probably say not my favorite out of the most. It was probably my least favorite, and that and when I say least favorite, I don't mean it was horrible. It just means that the other matches stood out to me. But overall, the match was fine. Of course, always Shirai's beautiful moonsault. It's always a thing of beauty every time she nails it and everything. But they did the thing where it looked like the other four horsewomen were going to come out, and of course Candice LeRae comes out, and she had either one or two Kindle sticks and basically breaks them, taking out the other four horsewomen, and she does a body splash. It takes them out and herself, and the match ends up still remaining 1-on-1. At the end, Io Shirai does this move that basically she rolls up and tries to go for a pin, but the way she does the pin, it basically leaves her wide open for Shayna to go ahead and do the Kuklita Kutch, if I said that right, and she eventually ends up getting her into that move, and eventually, before she could pass out, Io Shirai taps out, and there you go. Like they were saying on commentary, either tap or nap, and then so Shayna gets a clean victory here, and at the end, they basically made the babyface and Io Shirai come off like a sore loser. She takes the Kindle sticks and basically whacks Shayna in the back, and then hits the moonsault, and then leaves. And I guess the commentators try to play it off as she's just gotten frustrated, but you lost. You know, this type of ending to me would make so much more sense if the Four Horsewomen actually was the reason why she lost, because then you could say, okay, there's a reason for her frustrated. Yeah, I'm not a fan when they have the baby faces do this. I mean, unless it's a heel turn, unless it's a blatant heel turn, then I'm okay with it. But here, it's like you just make the baby face come off like a sore loser. So I wasn't really too big of a fan of what they did here and everything like that. And now we get to the main event. Adam Cole, baby, versus Johnny Gargano, who's defending the NXT championship here. Also, I want to make mention right before we start with the match here is that Wrestle and Flow's Josiah Williams wrapped Adam Cole to the ring. I thought he did a fantastic job. Now, I don't know much about him, but my understanding is that he wrote this song quite a while ago, and now here he is on the big stage for NXT, wrapping Adam Cole to the ring. So just goes to show you guys, never give up on your dreams and goals. Always work hard, put that effort, and then bam, you see it become a reality. So that was really awesome moment for him. And like I said, I really enjoyed it, the entrance and everything, having some lyrics go to Undisputed's theme. So these guys absolutely teared the house down at the previous takeover, and what do you know? Obviously, it's no surprise. They teared the house down again, this time one-on-one. This match was ridiculous. And by ridiculous, I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just the sheer amount of chaos it took for either of these guys to try and get a pinfall on one another. Ridiculous. This match was pretty lengthy. So, now, was it better than their last match? I think maybe. I mean, it was more or less what the first match was, but the difference between this match that the other match had was you knew it was 2 out of 3 falls, and you knew, okay, each man is going to score a pinfall. With this one, it counted. The pinfall counted, and the commentators did a great job of building up on how Adam Cole, like one of the shot moves that got him a win. He's like, oh, Johnny Gargano knew to be prepared for this one because he can't afford one loss this time. This was great back and forth action. It started off with great slow hold for hold, move for move wrestling, great counters by both men, and it quickly build up over as the match goes on, and it just gets to the point where they're doing all these big moves, all these false finishes, and it's like, it just gets to the point like, how in the world are they even kicking out of these things? Like the way the match, they structured the match here, it gets to the point where it kind of gets like, all right, maybe it's getting a little too ridiculous in terms of maybe believability, but at the end of the day, they captured what the NXT championship means. They capture the fact that Johnny Gargano, you're dang near gonna have to kill him to take this title off of him, and it sells at Adam Cole that Johnny Gargano has to do the same, vice versa. He's gonna dang near have to kill Adam Cole to keep the title on him. So it was great back and forth action. Like I said, too much action to recap here. Definitely go out of your way to see this match if you only have a few. Maybe this was the match of the night. I think I personally may have liked the latter match a lot better, but if you said this is your match of the night, I can't blame you, because for all the great action we had in this, these two guys went out there and they showed why they are absolutely two of the best professional wrestlers in the world, and it was just top-notch stuff. One of the big stories towards the end was, can Adam Cole do it on his own? Can he defeat Johnny on his own? And there's a part where he even waves to the referee after he gets accidentally taken out by a tope suicida, and basically Johnny Gargano, I think he picked up a chair, he's ready for them to come out, the rest of the Undisputed Era to come out, but they don't. And when he gets in the ring, Adam Cole catches him. Like I said, they were going back and forth. They had to trade a few finishers several times, but eventually Adam Cole picks up the victory and joins Johnny Gargano as two of the they're both the only two men to have Grand Slam champions in the in NXT. It was incredible, great stuff, tremendous action. I personally will admit I could do without some of the no selling. Like there's one part I think they were super kicking each other back and forth, like super kick, and then the other guy comes back with another super kick, then the other guy, they super kick each other again, and it's like they both won't go down, then they finally go down at the end. It's like, yeah, a little bit more selling I would have enjoyed, but overall I thought the match was tremendous, and honestly I don't even know if I need a trilogy after this. I felt they did so much between their first and second one. I'm not sure if they can even top it. It's gonna probably be more of the same stuff, but I'm not sure what they can do to innovate it, be honest. But I think doing a trilogy is probably the direction that they will go. And yeah, overall, I thought NXT 25, Triple H, his crew, and the talent, they absolutely, as they always do, knock it out of the park. Something interesting, too, is I know a lot of people are comparing this to the AEW All or Nothing show. The Double or Nothing show. And something that I found very interesting is at the beginning of the show, Nigel McGuinness, and I don't know if this is Triple H or anyone feeding him this, but somebody must have fed him his line, because this is the first time they've ever referred to NXT as this. They referred to Nigel McGuinness refers to NXT as the true alternative to WWE. Usually they just call it the future of WWE, but it's like they want you to know this is the true alternative. But I was very interested in this show because I wondered, with the dig that Cody took at Triple H at Double or Nothing, you knew Triple H definitely didn't want to be outstage, and he showed it here tonight. I'm not so sure about the main roster. Vince McMahon's making so much money. I mean, is he even really motivated to go beyond with the storytelling? I mean, listen to Dean Ambrose's interview on Jericho's podcast this week. But anyways, overall, really another great, exciting action. NXT, honestly, the best between this and the main roster pay-per-views. Takeovers are consistently just much better consistently. But that being said, guys, this has been my review for NXT Takeover 25. Definitely worth checking out, and I will see you all next time for the next WWE show I end up reviewing. And that being said, guys, you know where to follow me on the social medias are right there in the description below and on the screen. And check out my upcoming short film, Battle of Deception. I have the trailer out right now, and I will have more WWE reviews coming like this to you guys soon. Until then, take care.